Okay, on the left we've got Kazuki Iimura of Japan, and on the right we've got Felix Klein of Germany. Looks like Felix is having a good time, smiling over at his German supporters. Okay, this is the 64, so whoever wins this will be in the 32. Both of these fencers are not particularly tall, nor are they particularly short, and they're both right-handed. So it's interesting because they will have they have similar possibilities. If somebody's very tall or very short or very thin, sort of very strong in one direction, they are going to have a fencing style which is influenced by that. But both of these fencers are going to have to be kind of all-arounders to a certain extent. Okay, Iimura is in the attack. And there's a pause for some reason. See, I don't know why exactly. Okay, here we go again. Iimura takes the attack again. Very fast, very fast. Felix tries to get the parry riposte. And Iimura seemed to manage to get around the 4. Coming from the outside line. Again, Iimura attacks strong and fast. And Klein takes the opportunity to do a counterattack. Exactly the right choice. When your opponent is pushing you hard and fast with the blade back, you have an opportunity for a counterattack. Now Iimura is going to be looking to go a little bit straighter, which he does. Klein anticipated that Iimura would be going very direct with his attack, and so tried to parry riposte, but he didn't manage to get there in time. Iimura is extremely fast. Now Klein is going into the attack. Smart choice. Once your defense doesn't work for a couple touches, it's good to go into the attack, but he's only one behind, so his defense is it's not bad so far. Here you go. Now he's pushing. That was interesting. He's pushed, and then from the push he tried to get the counterattack, but maybe it was a remise. I think Iimura managed to get the parry, and Klein tried to get a clever little remise in there. Didn't manage though. Klein is pushing, pushing. And he tried to go very straight with a counter parry. And Iimura did the counter parry off target. Klein had a very nice attempt to hit in Preem. He's done that 2 or 3 times now already. Tried to get that one. This is the first time he got the light on with it, but it can be a very good touch. Iimura is very strong, very fast attack. Yes, this is a little bit of a footwork trap. So Iimura attacked, and then he went back, and then Klein took the attack, but the referee says that he stopped, and then Iimura retook the attack for himself. Parry riposte by Klein allows him to push, and he tried to do it, and he did get a counter time. Well done. He managed to get the counter time. So he was pushing. Iimura saw the opportunity for a counterattack, and Klein got the parry riposte. Parry riposte by Klein, but he gets counter parried by Iimura, and his remise gets parried as well. Good short attack by Klein. Now he's back in the defense. And very nice counterattack. He's gotten 2 counterattacks now and 1 counter time. And Iimura gets another attack there. It's the same pattern that happened in the very beginning. So Iimura does an attack with his blade back. Klein gets the counterattack, and then Iimura adjusts to go straight, and Klein tries to get the parry riposte, but he doesn't get it fast enough. This is parry riposte by Klein. Iimura thought that he could get a remise after Klein got the parry and pulled his blade back, but Klein was not too fast with his feet. He was very controlled with his feet, and so he managed to get his tip in. And very nice. Okay, he gives it line. Yes, that makes sense. Klein was doing a good attack, but he just waited a little bit too long to finish, and Iimura had his blade out early enough. It's very good. Klein seems to have picked up the pace now. Before he was being a little bit more passive, trying to go into Iimura's actions. Now he's creating his own actions, and he got a great counter time. Now, seem kind of similar. Again, so he's trying to go forward with strong blade action. Iimura sometimes is going directly into that, like in the attack that just, like in the action that just happened, and Klein is able to get the counter time. So a few times, so it's still the counter time is really what's working best for him. Counter time and counter attacks. So counter time in the offense and counter attacks in the defense. And for Iimura, his attacks are very strong. His straight when he goes a little bit straighter are very strong, and then he's also winning the counter parry riposts. Yeah, now Iimura has realized that he has to deal with Klein's counter times, and so he's trying to disengage. Very nice, very nice. So here, Klein made a straight attack. Iimura tried to do a parry riposte, and Klein got the counter parry riposte. Very good touch. Yeah, so here Klein did again a counter time, but Iimura managed to get the counter parry riposte. Taking control of the bout has definitely brought Klein back into the game. So the fact that he's pushing very strong, going for the counter time. Okay, now he's in the defense. So Iimura has to be afraid of a counter attack. And because he was afraid of the counterattack, he tried to finish very straight, and Klein managed to get the parry riposte, but he hit off target. But it was a very nice parry riposte by Klein. This is one of the first times that this is really working for him. And he just went for it right off the line. Big attack, big compound attack, but searching for the blade. So basically big counter time attack, trying to get in close and hit. Oh, excellent. Very nice preem riposte. So Iimura attacked. Klein did a false counterattack and then parry riposte in preem. Good attempt. Good attempt. So Iimura got the parry. Klein saw that Iimura was going in a very compound way, and so Klein tried to get the remise, but Iimura was finishing through the line, so he managed to parry or oppose Klein's counterattack as he was finishing. Another line touch. He's getting the line very early, and Klein is searching for the blade. He searched for it last time. He seems not to be getting it, and so that becomes Iimura's line. In both cases, I feel the referee is being sort of nice to Iimura's line because it is out early enough, in my opinion, but line is rarely called. So if Klein, the line has to be out before the lunge, basically. That's a good rule of thumb. So if your opponent puts out line and you do an advance and then a lunge without touching their blade and without the line being disturbed, then it's going to be line. If your opponent puts out line and you do immediately just a lunge, then it's too late. And both times that Iimura put out line, it seemed that Klein did at least 2 advances, or you could also interpret that as an advance and a lunge. But 2 advances, it's cutting it very, very short because 2 advances is not quite the same thing as an advance and a lunge. So that's why I say it's really on the line that the ref is giving. It's really on the, it's really on the it could really go either way. The ref could really say attack for Felix, or he could say line. So these are those gray zone areas in foil fencing that you need to be really careful of. And you really need to pay attention to how your referee is calling the actions. But even then, it's probably a best practice is to do your very best to avoid those kinds of actions, which just allow the referee to decide who they're going to give it to. Okay, referee decided that it was a parry post by Klein, off target. Very nice attack and preparation by Klein. So they both start forward. Iimura starts with his hand back, because when Iimura is able to get his momentum in the attack with his arm back and really accelerate and hit, he's getting it. And Klein knows this. So in that first moment where he stepped forward, he managed to see that Iimura was going to charge forward with his arm back, and he got the attack and preparation. And this one, Iimura was just coming forward very fast with his arm back. Klein tried to change direction and step in, but he kind of slipped back, and that also gave the space for Iimura to finish. Also, Iimura was kind of ready for it, and so he had his blade in there deep. This was kind of, they just came together, and Iimura got the touch. Iimura's pushing. He's doing a bit of his own counter time now. See how when Iimura is going forward, he's beating the blade a lot, and he's not just beating it just a little bit. He's really moving that tip out of the way. So he's kind of doing a counter time preparation in a way. Now Felix is doing a slow prep, also kind of looking for the blade. Trying to reestablish his right-of-way each time. Trying to see when he's supposed to finish. And he tried to finish in Prem, but Iimura stepped in that moment. Finishing in Prem can be very good because it's so unexpected, but the disadvantage of it is that it's extremely compound. You're pulling your blade back basically as far as it's possible for it to go, your tip back, and that leaves you open for a counterattack. But it has been working for Iimura, so I understand why Klein did it. Here, Klein was pushing his way forward, trying to get close while taking the blade, and Iimura managed to get the parry post because they were quite close. So this was a very good bout. Tactically, they both tried a bunch of different stuff. They both did a very good job. Iimura is ranked extremely highly in the world. I mean, he's in the top 16. He was 4th at the Paris Olympics. And so this bout, Klein was definitely the underdog in this bout, and he did a very good job keeping himself in the game and making Iimura work hard. And he did. What I mean by that is that Iimura was not able to just do the same action 15 times in a row. He had successful attacks in the beginning. Klein immediately took that away by getting a successful counterattack. Then Iimura got another touch on the attack, and Klein took that away by starting the attack himself. Iimura managed to get some good parry posts, some counter parries, but Klein managed to find the way to get this counter time, and he also found some good moments for remises, for counterattacks, and his parry post worked very well as a counter time. So moving forward and then getting repost. And by doing that, he forced Iimura to basically counterattack to allow Klein to parry, and then Iimura could do a counter parry repost. So they really had to move through several iterations of tactics, of different actions, and it was a very good bout. In the end, Iimura's speed and technique and really the tightness of his movements is what enabled him to get the touches even when Klein had certain advantages. So there were some moments where, for example, Klein made a very good counter time, but Iimura managed to get the counterattack anyway because he just collapsed the distance so quickly. So it was a very good bout.